Baseball Classic. The left-handed Kershaw announced last September that he was retiring at the end of last season. He had a stellar career with the Los Angeles Dodgers. The three-time NL Cy Young Award winner wanted to pitch for the Americans in the 2023 tournament, but was prevented because of insurance issues. The U.S., which lost the 2023 title game to Japan, opens March 6th versus Brazil at Houston. I'm Gavin Coolbaugh.
It doesn't happen often. Parts of central and south Georgia, Florida Panhandle blanketed with measurable snow over the weekend. Not much, confined mainly to grassy areas and elevated surfaces, but a most unusual, picturesque scene nonetheless. More on these stories, townhall.com. WVBF is your hometown radio station. And one of the things we like to do to support people in your hometown is to run community announcements. If you do belong to a nonprofit group or organization, or if you're an official with a city or town government, send your community announcements along to our email address. It's safe, it's fast, and allows us to get right back to you if we have a question. Send your community announcements to WVBF1530@hotmail.com. That's WVBF1530@hotmail.com. Thank you for listening. Your hometown radio station is AM 1530, WVBF, and 99.7 FM.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad. Many members continue to serve in our armed forces, with several serving in combat areas now. We sponsor and or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a nonprofit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities and veteran charities. To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit cvma2-2.org.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
It's time for Middleboro Matters on WVBF 1530 AM and 99.7 FM, hosted by Joey Driscoll. Call in at 508-822-1106. And now, here is Joey Driscoll with Middleboro Matters.
And welcome to Middleboro Matters. I am Joey Driscoll. Today is January 19th, 2026. It is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and we have a great show planned for you today. A lot to get to. As always, we'll give a little bit of a preview of what I think about the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship game. What I think, what my final prediction is. Well, it won't be final, but what my initial. There we go. My initial prediction is when it comes to what I think will happen this week and for the Super Bowl, and then it's a very, very long wait for the Super Bowl to actually happen. We have to get through the Pro Bowl games. Crickets. I don't have the cricket sound effect with me, so but yeah, we have to get through the Pro Bowl games, and I'm not looking forward to that. Anyway, we have a phone call, so let's take that phone call and say good morning. Good morning, caller. Oh, okay, I don't know I couldn't hear the caller there. Anyway, caller, give us a call back, and we'll have you on the air here. But where was I? Yes, the Pro Bowl games. Yeah, not looking forward to it. The Pro Bowl has lost a lot of meaning over the years. They've changed it way too much, and it doesn't resemble anything like it used to resemble. And I have no interest in watching it. It means nothing in the grand scheme of things. What they should do with the Pro Bowl is either, if they're not going to push it back to after the Super Bowl and bring it back to Hawaii, just get rid of it. Get rid of it. It's not needed. It really isn't. It's not needed. Just get rid of it and call it a day. If you're not going to revert back to having it in Hawaii and after the Super Bowl, because the Pro Bowl has become a joke. Anyway, moving on from the Pro Bowl, that's all I care to give time-wise to that. Again, means nothing to me. We'll have our talk about what I think is going to happen here in the last two games here before the Super Bowl, and who I think will move on to the next round. We'll have that as well during our sports segment. We'll have a couple of updates on some other things as well. We're 1 month away from Red Sox, as I mentioned, as well. We'll briefly talk about the Red Sox. Red Sox are a team that I'm not too happy with, as probably many other Red Sox fans are not too happy with them. But we'll talk about them briefly in a little bit too. Our transportation topic, of course, we'll talk about that. There's a GATRA meeting this week, a very important GATRA meeting, as all GATRA meetings are. Have that as well this week. We'll talk about that today, and much more on the transportation topic. We'll have some local things to talk about too, so stay tuned for that. And open phone lines, 508-822-1106. 508-822-1106 is number. I know someone was trying to call in there. If you call in, give us a call, 508-822-1106. All right, we got several things we want to talk about here, events-wise, but let's talk about this story here. It's on the Mascot Week, and I think this is a really good story here. It's Lakeville. This is taking place, an event exhibit exploring the sacrifices of military members through quilts, artwork, and before we continue with that, let's take the phone call and say good morning, call.
How are you? Wait till I turn down the CNN.
Yes.
Hey, my buddy Joey, how's that going?
Good. How are you, Democratic Cowboy?
Oh, I'm thrilled. You know what tomorrow is?
Tomorrow? Tomorrow is Tuesday.
Tomorrow. It's the 20th of January, right?
Yes.
That's the day that Mr. Blassie changed his name from Fred Blassie to Ayatollah Blassie. And he's on the campaign to pin Bob Backlund, and he pinned Bob Backlund before the 20th, and then Hulk Hogan came in, and Hulk Mania started tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's that. Hulk Hogan pinned the Iron Sheik. The anniversary of it is tomorrow.
Wow. So that's a big
that's
wrestling milestone right there. It's and the birth of Hulkamania. And the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah, and the rest is history. And 3 or 4 days after that, I think a week after that or something, the World Trade Center went down.
That was an 01?
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I got that mixed up.
No, yeah.
That's just, it's September 11th. That's wrong.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Anyway, what's going on in Brockton today?
Oh, plenty of snow, plenty of snow.
Yes.
And we had a problem. We have a problem up here with the custodian. They arrested him because they found a gun on him.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah. But the good news is that Mr. Derek Court has dropped his suit.
Yeah, we Tony Branch, Bishop Tony Branch, was talking about that on the Sunday program yesterday. It was something that was being talked about. Yeah, and we'll see what happens. And I think it's 2 years from now the election happens again. We'll see what happens there. It's going to be interesting in 2028 for that.
He came up here a long time ago. We had the Ron Van Dam show, and we had the Peter Zimble, and we had the Betsy Dolly, and every show was on the tape on the cable up town, right?
Hmm?
But then all of a sudden, Mr. Darren Court came up here. We wanted help from the Haitians, but they came up here, and Pat Barnes gave a warning that boys and girls, they're coming. And we're trying to figure out what's coming. And Pat Barnes said the Haitians are coming. So all of a sudden they came up here and helped us over the radio station. Then by some way, they took the radio station over, and we cannot have any more radio stations like you beautiful people down there in Taunton have, because it's too much. The radio station.
Well, it's something to
it makes me very unhappy. But thank God I got you guys.
Well, with that, I want to say thank you for giving us a call. Give us a call anytime, and we'll be talking to you soon, Democratic Cowboy.
I got another thing coming.
Go ahead.
If Ryan Drew and the boys are listening, I'm going to try to make that show in Braintree, the steel cage match between Nick Silva and what's the heck's name? DJ Thomas, TJ. Go with that, because it's Bridgewater, Massachusetts, up against Boston, City of Champions.
Oh,
The cage. They're going to go at it in the cage in Braintree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the reason why they're going in Braintree is cage just don't look too good in VFW and Brockton. It looks good to me, but somebody, I don't know what happened. It's just like, the Sons of Middle on Kingdale Street in Braintree.
well,
I'm
that's
hoping to make that. I'm hoping to get that.
going to be a pretty big event, I'm sure. Well, anyway, thank you, Democratic Cowboy, for giving us.
My sister, she gave me the okay. She's going to give me a ride here.
That's great. Thank you, Democratic Cowboy, for giving us a call today.
You're entirely welcome. I love your station.
Thank you so much. Have a great week.
Have a good day, Joe.
Bye-bye. Democratic Cowboy giving us a call. Talking about what's going on here in the wrestling world. January, and got a big pay-per-view coming up for wrestling, of course, Royal Rumble, which will be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, in 12 days' time. Be interesting to see what happens there. Anyway, moving on from the sports here, there's an article I want to get to here. Lakeville, an exhibit exploring the sacrifices of military members through quilt artwork, will fill the Great Ponds Gallery at the Lakeville Public Library, and that is going to be until February the 17th. The Great Woods Gallery new exhibit titled Sacrifice, the Heart of the Military, pays tribute to the courage, resilience, and sacrifice of United States military personnel across a century of service. Quilts crafted by artists Deanne Joy and Elise Sopelli, presenting 6 major U.S. conflicts. They're hung around the gallery, accompanied by art posters with historical photos, poetry, and contextual information. The free exhibit can be viewed during regular library hours from now through the 17th of February. That's a Saturday. There will not be a reception for this show, though visitors can share their comments in a guest book on the front table. The library is located at 4 Precinct Street. It shows a couple of photos here in the article. showing some of the works here, some of the quilts. These are really nice looking quilts. So go and check those out because these are really nice as well. That's a really good event going on there for the next month or so. So we have that going on. Wanted to talk about that. That's a big thing going on. Also, Ron mentioned this a couple of days ago, but open burning season has begun, and that will be going on through April the 30th, and that ends at 4 p.m. on April the 30th. So basically the end of the business day on April the 30th. However, no cost for burning permits in Taunton during the annual open burning season. However, you must have a permit to conduct open burning. And also, this would be in Middleboro as well, the open burning season. The 15th to the 30th, I believe it will be the same time frame. For residents without internet access, in-person assistance is available at the Office of Fire Prevention, which is located at 141 Oak Street. It's in Taunton. On the following days and times: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Friday, 8 a.m. to noon. For more information, you can visit taunton-ma.gov and search open burning permits. So there you go. There's some information there on Taunton. Also, kind of be the same kind of thing for Middleboro. At least the time frame, I think, is the same as well. Also going on in Taunton, the Lodge of Elks 150, honoring all those who served and currently serve. Monthly lunches for veterans takes place on the third Wednesday of each month. This Wednesday is the third Wednesday. That is going to be January 21st. Lunch is served at noon. Veterans and currently enlisted military members eat for free. No reservations are needed. Taunton Lodge of Elks 150, that's located at the Miles Standish Industrial Park, 775 John Quincy Adams Road in Taunton, 508-824-1500. And you can email meal@tauntonelks.org. That is meal@tauntonelks.org. So that event is going on. And that's a great monthly event that takes place as well. Want to mention anyone who has TCAM on their televisions. TCAM is moving from Comcast. If you have Comcast, is moving from channel 15 on Comcast to 96 on Comcast. That's beginning on Thursday, the 22nd of January. So this Thursday, the channel will still be available to all Comcast customers. Channel 96 will be included in all Comcast packages, including the basic one, all of them. So there you go. And yeah, that's basically the same thing for every, cable package on every cable thing. It's, included the local channels. There will be no changes for Verizon subscribers. TCAM will still broadcast on channel 22 on Verizon. As of January 22nd, again, the channels are for TCAM. For Comcast, channel 96, and for Verizon, still channel 22 as of January 22nd. So that's a big thing I want to mention. I want to make sure I talk about. That's going to be a big thing for people who have TCAM on their televisions. A couple of more things I want to get to here before we take pretty much our first break and then our news break along with it. State legislators' office hours. I mention these, maybe once a week because this is pretty important too. Want to get the word out and information out there to people who are interested in going to see their state senator during their office hours. State Senator Kelly Buhner is the fourth Tuesday of the month. That's from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. That's all of these are at the Taunton City Hall, Silver City Conference Room, second floor. State Representative Norman Oral and his legislative aide. That is the third Monday of the month, 11 a.m. to noon. State Representative Lisa Field and her legislative aide. That is on Wednesday, every Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. State Representative Justin Thurber and his legislative aide you can contact by email. Justin Thurber is justin.thurber@mahouse.gov, and the legislative aide is Kevin Conlon, and you can contact him by emailing kevin.conlon@mahouse.gov. And if you happen to be listening to us outside of the district and you want to see who your state legislature is, that is malegislator.gov. Search Find My Legislature. You can find who your state rep is or senator is as well, using that website. If you are not in Bristol County, you're in another county listening to us. Okay, we have one more thing I want to mention here before we take our first break and then our news break. When we come back, we're going to switch over to our transportation topic, and then we'll do our sports that kind of end the program today. We'll also have your phone calls, 508-822-1106 if you want to call in. Open phone lines on today's show as well. But one more thing here we want to mention is the Taunton DPW Mercury Month. Not sure how to safely dispose of items containing mercury. Acceptable items to drop off for free. Those include fluorescent light bulbs, thermometers, thermostats, and button batteries. There'll be a free drop-off waste event that starts on Wednesday, January 7th, and that lasts throughout the month. Wednesdays, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., Fridays, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Taunton Convenience Center, 330 East Britannia Street. What you'll need is a proof of residency, no commercial waste accepted, and no box trucks. They don't contain mercury. The city is collecting string holiday lights as well. Don't trash those old broken lights. Bring them to the City Convenience Center on free waste days in January. If you have any questions about any of this, you can contact the Taunton DPW 508-821-1431. Okay, let's take our first commercial break. And when we come back, transportation will be next on the agenda. We'll be right back. Come on, there we go. All right. Never a dull moment when Democratic Cowboy calls in, Ron.
Of course not.
Never a dull moment. I don't know what he was talking about with the Iron Sheik. I have no. I guess some sort of big event with that.
What's that?
The Bob Backlund thing that happened.
Yes, that happened about, I want to say 30, maybe 40 years ago.
And that happened on January 20th. Interesting. See, I don't follow these big, wrestling anniversaries.
Neither do I.
I don't follow it. I barely know any old school wrestling. I mean, I know the old school names. I know Ultimate Warrior. I know, Hulk Hogan, of course, Ric Flair, who apparently wants to come out of retirement.
Rick is a drunk.
I don't know why he would
pretty
want
bad drunk, from what I understand.
I don't understand why he would want to come out of retirement. his last retirement match, he almost died.
Well, see, that's it.
You know?
And he won't change his behavior.
No, he won't. The guy's 80.
Yep. He's a real sad case. When you read his story, he is a very sad case.
Yeah. His daughter will go down as probably the better legacy, I think. And she's not even 40 yet, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
No, she's got like another, I think she's got, if she wants to wrestle that long, I think she's got another 10 years. Wrestling.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Randy Thomason. During a Sunday service at City's Church in Minneapolis yesterday.
And she's what? She's at 14 titles right now?
Yeah.
She will beat her father's record. She will beat John Cena's record. That's why.
Probably, but
from a social media video post by the
Or it really at least ties.
townhall.com.
depending on how the audience like her when she was with Alexa Bliss, and that helped.
She still is.
In previous incarnations, when she's wrestled as a single wrestler, especially recently, it has not gone well.
No, it's not gone well.
Yeah.
She's kind of in the
I had
same.
to write a sentence because there's only one sentence on there.
In the same spot as Roman Reigns, except she's much farther along in her career than Roman Reigns
Yes.
was when he was getting booed. So she's still getting booed, and she's much farther along in her career.
Sure. And where her father was one of the wrestling's his best talkers in history. She's not that well versed. She does her best, but
She's not horrible, but she's not the best either.
she's not great either.
Yeah,
It's not like, oh, Charlotte Flair's coming on, I've got to sit and watch.
Yeah. I can name.
Oh, Charlotte Flair's coming on. Let me go get a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. I
I mean,
can.
that's
I can name people who are probably worse than her.
Roman Reigns at the beginning. He got better when he got under the tutelage of Paul Heyman.
Exactly.
But Roman Reigns wasn't a good promo guy. He got better.
Yeah. Maxine Dupree is annoying.
She's annoying, but she's at least decent.
Yeah. Chelsea Green makes me want to shut the TV off. I
But
like
that's her
Chelsea Green as a character.
That's her character.
Yeah.
She's actually quite entertaining. And she has other plans for her life. She wants to get into movies.
Yeah.
She wants to do other things. So this is a means to an end for her.
Exactly.
Where I think her husband, Matt, he's a wrestler for life.
Oh yeah.
That's what he wants to do. Chelsea
Absolutely,
wants
yeah.
to do other things.
Yeah.
God bless her.
Yeah. Another wrestler I cannot stand, even though I haven't really heard much of her. Mira Shirakawa. Cannot stand her.
I've not seen enough of her to make a general opinion. I think Sasha Banks is overrated, though she does pretty well, but I think she's overrated. Well, sorry, Mercedes Moné.
She's so annoying.
She could use some work. Well, on the other hand, going for that Tony Storm, who was dead, is someone, that's must be TV, because you don't know what the hell she's going to say. And how many times she's going to say the word text. And I'm sorry, that's what she says. And really, there are some people who benefit coming to WWE. There are some people benefit going somewhere else. Tony was the latter. She really didn't do much in WWE and AEW. She found Timeless Tony
Mid-sized cities all
and
across the
became
country are increasingly
a
converting
much better
one-way
star.
streets to two-way traffic.
Yeah.
Transportation
Yeah.
planners view this step as one of the easiest ways.
Becky Lynch is another good talker.
They also
I would
see
say.
Becky is a good talker.
easiest
Yeah.
ways to make
As
sales
is her husband.
more alluring to
They're both
shoppers,
good at what they do.
restaurant patrons,
Yes.
and
And people
Absolutely.
forget, yes, you go to the dirt sheets and talk about this guy doing this move and how talented he is in the ring. But if he just spell his dishwater on the mic, hello Cesaro or Claudio Castagnoli,
Yeah.
I don't care. If you can't talk and promote yourself, you're not gonna go. A good talker and an average wrestler will get farther than a great wrestler, but an average to subpar talker.
Yes. Like a ricochet.
Exactly. Great talent, he's better,
No.
but he's not great.
Not a good talker at all.
And join me
Yeah,
this
so,
Thursday,
there you have it.
9 to 11, live on WVBF as Cranberry Country Journal moves from Saturday mornings to Thursday mornings, keeping things light and lively
Okay.
as we bring you a little slice of life of the people, places, and activities that make the Cranberry Country area and beyond a special place to call home. I made the big time finally. I'm on during the week, Thursdays, 9 to 11 live, with the replay on Saturday mornings, 9 to 11, Cranberry Country Journal on WVBF, AM 1530 and 99.7 FM. See you this week.
And we are back here on Middleboro Matters. I am Joey Driscoll. Open phone lines today, 508-822-1106 is the number. And we are going to transfer over here to our transportation segment. And we seem to have gotten some clarity as to what will happen to the 11 towns who missed that deadline to get in compliance with the ABTA Communities Act, and I'll talk about it here. Attorney General Andrea Campbell is preparing to take action as appropriate by the end of the month of January against any of the 12 towns that still have not complied with the multifamily zoning requirements of the ABTA Communities Act. She said this on Tuesday, this past Tuesday. The 2021 law is intended to spur development of housing in more than 170 eastern Massachusetts cities and towns that are host or adjacent to MBTA service. It requires 177 cities and towns to zone for multifamily housing by right in at least one reasonably sized district. As of the 8th of January, 165 towns of 177 communities have either come into compliance or secured either interim or conditional compliance. And the non-complacent towns are as follows: Carver, Draken, East Bridgewater, Freetown, Halifax, Holden, Marblehead, Middleton, Rehoboth, Tewksbury, Wilmington, and Winthrop. All faced compliance deadlines of either July 14th, 2025 or the December 31st, 2025 deadline. Now, the town that sticks out to me on this list is Carver. Okay, where is there an MBTA station in Carver? Yes, silence, because there is none. There is zero. Are they adjacent to it? No, they said adjacent to a MBTA station. Now, technically, that's true. Technically, yes. I mean, the Middleboro and Halifax. But still, very, very interesting that Carver is on this list. I don't know. But some of those other towns, yeah, I understand. You know, Halifax has an MBTA station. Freetown does. You know, East Bridgewater, you know, same thing, or near one. Rehoboth, that's something I don't. Again, that little interesting there. I don't know about these other towns, but yeah. So anyway, that's kind of interesting. So Campbell said, "We are on top of this right now." She said this on Tuesday to GBH Radio. She added, "We gave folks to the end of January based on our guidance last year to come into compliance. And those that do not, we will take action as appropriate by the end of the month. And so just stay tuned. We're evaluating those options and we'll have something certainly by the end of this month." Interesting. Interesting way of wording that. We'll see what happens with this. Could this mean a loss of funding, state funding? That's definitely a possibility. And that's an unfortunate thing. That's a really unfortunate thing for these towns. Is it a fair thing? I would say no. I would say it's not. I think that's kind of ridiculous, in my opinion. But what is your opinion on this? 508-822-1106. 508-822-1106 is number. And what's your opinion on some of these towns that are on the list as well? Again, Carver. Interesting. Why they're on the list, I don't know. I guess it makes the adjacent part of the law, I guess, would put Carver in it, but again, very loose there when it comes to Carver and any kind of MBTA thing because they don't have anything. So I don't know. Anyway, that's what's going on there with that. If you have any thoughts, again, 508-822-1106 is number to call. Something I also mentioned on Friday during this transportation segment on Friday, the MBTA has backed away from the major Alewife T garage development that they were planning on doing. That is not going to be going forward. What happens with that has yet to be kind of fleshed out there as well. And the MBTA also has plans, and we're going to mention this here. They have plans for thousands of passengers attending FIFA World Cup 2026. This summer, several stadiums across the country will host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. That includes Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. The MBTA, they're anticipating 20,000 riders per match in and out by commuter rail. This will mean an increase in passengers who are visitors and everyday commuters, not just from the area, but from across the country and even across the world as well. So this is going to be a big summer for the MBTA. Individuals like William Benez Graham told Boston 25 that the influx could be cool to see. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. You know, we'll see how they handle it as well. How the MBTA will handle this influx, because again, that is a huge influx of people for the MBTA to handle. So we'll see how they do. But they have a great. We've talked about it many times. They have a great general manager at the helm. Philip Eng has done a very good job the last few years. has under his watch, improvements have been made to move the trains along. Slow zone's gone for the first time in 20 years. Several upgrades have been made. Trains back to the speed that they should be on the subway lines. And hundreds of people have been hired as well. So that's great as well. We've mentioned, me and Don have mentioned many times the good job that Philip Bang has been doing with the MBTA. And we'll see what happens there with the World Cup. And that's just about 5 months away now. We're getting pretty close to World Cup 2026. And that's going to be a pretty big event for this area. Several big matches will be held here at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, so it's going to be a very interesting couple of weeks there in June for the World Cup and for the MBTA. So that is pretty much our transportation segment. We are going to take our... Oh, wait a minute. I forgot one more thing. I did forget this. The Greater Attleboro Taunton Regional Transit Authority, GATRA, their next regional public meeting. That will be held this Thursday, 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Interested parties in Taunton, you may participate via a live stream at the GATRA Bus Terminal First Floor Conference Room. That's located at 10 Oak Street. GATRA's quarterly public meetings are held to provide updates and receive feedback on community transportation services to the public. For more information, you can call 800-483-2500 or email info@gatra.org. That's a big meeting coming up, as all of those regional meetings are big as well for GATRA. So if you want to attend that, you can do that virtually there. Okay, 11:47 a.m. Let's take our commercial break. When we come back, we are going to switch over to our sports. And let's take our last commercial break right now. We'll be right back. Yeah, this MBTA Communities Act thing has just been a complete joke.
Well, I thought Freetown had, now they're going to have a town meeting next Monday,
Mm-hmm.
where they're supposed to vote on their areas that would be set aside for multifamily housing.
Yeah.
So basically, they submitted plans, they just haven't been approved by the town yet.
Exactly.
I don't know, I can only speak on Freetown, I don't know about the other communities.
Carver makes no sense why they're on the
Well,
list.
Rehoboth said the same thing. Look, the closest station that's closest to us is in Attleboro, and that's like 8 or 10 miles away. Why should we be subject to it?
It's ridiculous. I mean, they're using the definition of adjacent.
Yeah.
That's why Rehoboth's on the list. That's why Carver's on the list. But it makes zero sense.
If the train is not going through your community, if it does, it goes very, very briefly in one intersection. Whereas Freetown does have a station.
Yes. So, I mean, it makes sense. East Bridgewater, same thing. It makes sense. But Carver? No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. It makes no sense. And they voted it down, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And they're threatening taking away state funding.
Sure.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? I think that's ridiculous. In my opinion, I think it's ridiculous, and shouldn't be happening. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're back. I turned down the bumper music. There we go. 11:49 a.m. here. Got a couple of minutes here before the top of the hour. Couple minutes left here on Middleboro Matters. Open phone lines 508-822-1106 is the number to call. And whoa. Okay, I open up ESPN and McDermott's gone from the Bills. Yes, McDermott. Yeah, Ron is also shocked. Yes, Bills have fired McDermott. Wow. Bean has been promoted to president of the Bills. Brandon Bean. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, Buffalo, if you're serious about getting someone who's going to be pretty good to get to replace McDermott, because McDermott was pretty good, just didn't have the results to back it up. I would go out and get Mike Tomlin. Buffalo Bills, I would go out and get Mike Tomlin. I don't know what his plans are for this year. I think he was kind of leaning towards taking a year off. But if I'm Buffalo, I would absolutely try to convince Mike Tomlin to come to Buffalo. I think that's your best option available currently right now. Stefanski's off the table. Harbaugh's off the table. There are maybe a couple other options out there. I think Kurt Cignetti's off the table. I wouldn't even go after Kurt Cignetti. He is not going. Unless he gets paid a lot of money, or an offer that he can't refuse. I don't think he's leaving Indiana. I think he likes it in Indiana. I don't think Kurt Cignetti is going to leave. So your options on the college side might be, short as well. Maybe a Bill O'Brien. I don't know. I don't think a lot of NFL teams are looking at Bill O'Brien. And it's not Bill O'Brien's fault. It's the team he's got going on over there as to why maybe his stock has gone down, I think, in my opinion. BC is horrible. But maybe that's an option. I don't know. But, wow. I open up ESPN and McDermott has been fired. I guess that's not a massive surprise, but it definitely, I didn't think it was going to happen this year. I mean, again, they made the playoffs. Again, he has the results a lot. He has the results when it comes to regular season and some in the playoffs as well. Just hasn't had the results that Buffalo probably wants, which is Super Bowl. And you're starting to lose the Josh Allen prime years. Josh Allen is now 30 or will be 30. And his prime years are very quickly going to be behind him. And I guess the Buffalo Bills were looking at that and like, yeah, we got to do something now. And McDermott is out, which that's a huge surprise. I did not think that would happen. I mean, maybe I was thinking that could happen at some point down the road, but I wasn't thinking it was going to happen this year. Wow. But yeah, I think Buffalo was looking at it over the past couple of years, going back to 2019, I think, all of the playoff failures that they've had. Yeah. I guess it was just kind of a matter of time that they had to make some changes. And McDermott was the one that they fired. So very big news there. Again, Buffalo. If I'm Buffalo, I would be trying to convince Mike Tomlin to come to Buffalo. But again, I don't think that's going to happen because I think Mike Tomlin is leaning towards taking that year off. And you're not going to get someone like a Kurt Cignetti. I don't think he's going to leave Indiana either, because Indiana is about 12 hours away, a little less than 12 hours away from potentially winning a national championship. Most likely winning a national championship, if I'm being quite honest with you here. Speaking of that national championship game, that is tonight, 7:30 p.m. in Miami. Yes, in Miami. So Miami, they have a home game of sorts. I believe they're going to be designated as the away team, however. But it's a home game of sorts because it is going to be in Miami Gardens. 7:30 p.m. start tonight. You can watch it on ESPN, or if you have ESPN Plus, you can watch it various types of ways on ESPN Plus as well. They have like 7 million different broadcasts that they have on ESPN Plus of this game. But it's Miami versus Indiana. Miami, the underdog, the entire playoff. A lot of people were saying that they weren't even going to make the playoff. But the college football playoff committee put them in, to a lot of people's dismay, especially Notre Dame fans. Again, I've made my opinion on that clear. Miami beat you. And they were the underdogs in this entire playoff, and they made it to the championship. The college football playoff committee made the correct choice. So that's my opinion on that. Again, I don't know why Notre Dame decided to boycott the bowl games. I think if you're Notre Dame, you would want to accept a bowl game so that you could show people that they doubted you too much, and to show people that, yeah, we belong in the college football playoff by beating up on a team, whoever that would have been. I don't know who would have been that they would have faced. But Notre Dame didn't do that. Notre Dame decided to boycott a bowl game, and that's not going to gain you a lot of fans doing that. That kind of just shows that you're not in the right frame of mind when it comes to being serious about competing. So you got that. But Miami, again, underdog, coming to the national championship game in Miami Gardens, so they got a little bit of an advantage there. But I only say a little bit of an advantage because the team on the other side is Indiana. You have 2 games in the college football playoff for Indiana, where they weren't behind, but they weren't ahead by less than 30. They won one game by 34, and they won the other one by 35. They handed Alabama their worst loss in program history, and they handed Oregon a equally humiliating loss. So Indiana is really, really good. And what Miami needs to do in order to win this game is they need to come out on offense very, very quickly and score a ton of points. And their defense needs to be on top of Fernando Mendoza almost all night. They need to get pressure on him. They need to sack him, put him on the ground. They need takeaways. They need to do anything that they can do on defense to limit what Indiana can do. Because if Indiana just comes out and scores very quickly and pours it on fast, then the game's going to be over pretty quick. So we'll see what happens. I think Indiana will win this game. I think it's going to be. I really don't think it's going to be relatively that close. Best case scenario, maybe 14 points. Worst case scenario, 28-35. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, maybe Miami shocks people. Again, the way that they're going to win: pressure on defense, putting the quarterback on the ground, takeaways. That's how you're going to win the game if you're Miami. But Indiana is just a different beast. They really are. Real quick, for the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship game, I think the Patriots will win the game. I think they have more than 50% chance of winning. I would probably put it at 60% right now. We'll see how this week goes. We'll see what comes out of the practices for Denver. I'm sure they'll be practicing all week for this game and see what happens and see what comes out, what kind of news comes out with Stidham and the Denver Broncos practices there. I think Patriots will win the game as of right now. It's about a 60% chance there. On the other side, pure toss-up. Pure toss-up. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to predict the game, honestly. Both teams are very, very good. If I'm the Patriots, I think I want to face Seattle. If I'm the Patriots, I think I want to face Seattle. I don't know if I want to face Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua, he didn't have the best game in the world, but he made the plays when he needed to make them. And same thing with Matthew Stafford. He didn't have the best game in the world, but he made the plays when he needed to. Seattle, yes, they got a dangerous offense. They put 41 points on San Fran, but San Fran was not at 100%. They were not at 100%. They were injured, lots of injuries. San Fran, if they were at full peak, I think they could have won that game, but they were not. Seattle, they are a dangerous team. I think if I'm the Patriots, I would want to face Seattle. I would. So we'll see what happens in that one. But I think the Patriots will make the Super Bowl. Who they face, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm leaning towards Seattle, but we'll see what happens. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to today's program, and we will be back next Monday for another edition of Middleboro Matters. Until then, have a great week, everybody. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Joey.
How you doing?
Terrific. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Very insightful on the football there, Joey.
Yeah.
Good job.